Live from Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
It's 9:53 a.m. and we have a tornado warning for parts of Mobile County here in southwest Alabama. Possible tornado very near the Mobile Regional Airport, pushing to the northeast. This is a possible tornado, and it's going to be a brief one most likely, and this is moving just like this. And so on that trajectory, this is going to be very near areas near Orchard and also the west side of Pritchard and Saraland over the next few minutes. This tornado warning is in effect until 10:30 local time, and this includes a big chunk of Mobile County. So a possible tornado has developed in Mobile County. Several tornado warnings over the last little bit back here in Mississippi. These are also moving to the northeast. We'll have to watch those with time, but the active tornado warning in place for parts of Mobile County. Let me switch our sources here so I can get you information about exactly who is involved in this new tornado warning. And this is a warning, meaning you have to take action to protect yourself, as we could have a possible tornado over the next few minutes. So first thing I'd like to do is take you through exactly who is involved with this. And the good news is downtown Mobile is not involved. So here's downtown Mobile. If you're at downtown Mobile, this does not include you. However, if you are near Pritchard, Saraland, Creola, you are involved in this active tornado warning, and we need you to put on a tornado helmet, something to protect yourself, as we could have a tornado very near Orchard right now, coming into Orchard and also near the campus of the University of Mobile at this point. Sims, you need to take shelter. Same thing at Lott, same thing at Saraland, Chinchula, Creola. This is going to be U.S. Highway 45 right here. This is U.S. Highway 98. This is Interstate 65, and that's Highway 43. So a possible tornado happening now right in this general vicinity, very near the Mobile Regional Airport, and it's pushing off to the northeast at a fairly rapid clip. Let me turn on our timestamp here so we'll know that we're looking at the latest data. Let me go ahead and turn on the radar so we can see exactly what's happening with this storm. Again, a tornado warning now on the board for central Mobile County. This is moving just like this. So your possible tornado is going to be here, not here. Luke, if you'll take down that banner for me, please, sir. The tornado has now passed the Mobile Regional Airport. So again, for areas near Orchard, you need to be in a safe place now, as we have a possible tornado coming in from the southwest, pushing off to the northeast. And this is going to be a brief tornado. It probably won't last very long. It does look like the tornado risk back here at Dees, Tillman's Corner, and Theodore has come to a close for now. You could get another one later, but for now, if you're near Tillman's Corner, Dees, and Theodore, the possible tornado is up here just north of the Mobile Regional Airport. Here's Pritchard right here on the eastern side of this polygon, and technically this possible tornado could be affecting the western part of Pritchard. Here's the campus of the University of South Alabama. 8 Mile is here. This is the campus of the University of Mobile. So your possible tornado is very near Orchard, on the back edge of this right here. This kidney bean shape could have a possible tornado here, lifting just like that. And I need to watch from our friends at the National Weather Service, because their office was very near this tornado a moment ago as it moved through. I tell you what, let me go over to the velocity view. And there is a signature there right in through here. It's weak, but there could be a brief tornado happening now very near U.S. Highway 98, coming into Sims over the next few minutes. By the way, it's not this yellow circle. That is the radar site. This possible tornado is here, just to the north of the radar site, very near U.S. Highway 98 in central Mobile County. Let me stress again, downtown Mobile, you are fine right now. Same thing at Navco. You are outside of this tornado warning. If you're at downtown, Midtown, or Navco, possible tornado is here, very near Sims, pushing off to the northeast. Let's look at the radar across the entire region, and we'll show you that we've had several tornado warnings over the last several hours in parts of Mississippi. And Luke, I tell you, there's a new tornado warning. We have a new tornado warning to tell you about. This is going to be for parts of Washington County. And this now has just come on the board for Washington County. Possible tornado here is going to move into Washington County from the southwest. And so a possible tornado going to cross the Alabama-Mississippi state line and get into Washington County over the next little bit. So we're now up to 2 tornado warnings for our area. One is in Mobile County, one is in Washington County. We all have a tornado watch valid until 5 p.m. this evening for all of our local counties here across South Alabama and Northwest Florida. So everybody's in the tornado watch, but what we're most concerned about is these tornado warnings over in West Alabama. And we could have a tornado imminently here in Mobile County on the western side of Pritchard, 8 Mile, near the campus of the University of Mobile shortly. So this is our tornado warning for Mobile County. Let's turn on the radar and we'll show you exactly where this thing is. I'm going to step off camera to be able to control our radar just a little bit better. And Luke, do you have the box source up? I think you do right there. And let's see if, there we go, perfect. So now you can see me in this box. And the possible tornado in Mobile County, it's weak. And that's what we're expecting today, these brief weak tornadoes. But right there in the center part of your screen where I'm drawing, that's where we could have a possible tornado over the next few minutes coming into Mauvilla and near the campus of the University of Mobile from the southwest. So a possible tornado coming into Mauvilla in central Mobile County. We've also got this tornado warning for parts of Greene County, Mississippi, and also for parts of Washington County, Alabama. And specifically, that's going to include Fruitdale, Chatham, also areas near Deer Park involved in that tornado warning in Washington County that's valid until, I think, 10:45. Let me check that. 10:30. So both of these are until 10:30 a.m. So let's do this. Let's take down that banner, Luke, and if I call you out, I want to give you an all clear in Mobile County specifically. So the tornado threat at this point has passed Seven Hills, the campus of the University of South Alabama. You are all clear from the tornado threat at this point. Same thing down here at Dees, Theodore, and Tillman's Corner, along with much of West Mobile. You are clear from this possible tornado as the threat is now up here near Sims and Mauvilla. And I'm going to be just very frank with you. This is not a tornado signature really at this point. This is more of a gusty wind signature. And so out of respect for the National Weather Service and their processes, we're going to continue urging folks at Sims and Mauvilla to continue to be sheltered. But look, this is going to be potentially a long duration event today. So even though this one has kind of fizzled, or it would seem for now, there could be more later. And so again, we're watching this possible tornado in Mobile County that's moving off to the northeast. Just looking down to see if we have any messages from our friends at the National Weather Service, and right now I don't really see any confirmations of a tornado at this point. If I go silent, y'all know the drill, just bear with me, as we're tracking now not one, but 2 tornado warnings over in southwest Alabama, specifically in Washington and Mobile counties, where we have these active tornado warnings. So let's zoom into this storm in Mobile County. I realize that, again, we've got this active tornado warning for Washington County coming into areas near Deer Park and Fruitdale. But quite frankly, we need to stay with this imminent threat down in Mobile County because that circulation is right on the Alabama-Mississippi state line. And I promise we'll talk about that one in just a moment. But the concern right now is near Mauvilla, Cushla, also Celeste, and Chinchula. This is passing now to the north of Pritchard. So specifically at Pritchard and also areas near the campus of the University of South Alabama will give you a tornado all clear for now. Again, you may get more later, that's possible, but for now, the imminent tornado threat on the campus of the University of South Alabama has come to a close. And I believe I said University of Alabama campus earlier. I apologize. I meant the University of South Alabama. There in Mobile County under this tornado warning. By the way, there's no active tornado warning for the campus of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. So again, this is for the University of South Alabama. And again, just reiterating, all clear for the campus of USA. Possible tornado is at Mauvilla, basically right on US Highway 45, and this is lifting off to the northeast. This is going to be at Celeste in a matter of moments, so it can't be stressed enough for Celeste and Chinchula. In fact, Luke, if you'll, let's get off the radar for a second and go to the graphics. We have Celeste, Chinchula, and also areas near Mauvilla involved in this tornado warning. And this is what you need to be doing right now. Lowest floor, site-built structure away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. You want something to protect your head. And again, this is specifically for Turnerville, Celeste, and Chinchula in Mobile County. All right, back over to LD1, please, sir. And we're looking at a situation where this is embedded in quite a bit of rain. I tell you what, do not try to see this thing. You're not going to see it. I can tell you with 100% certainty, you're not going to see it because this thing is just wrapped in rain. There's no doubt about it. Let's go back up to our storm here in Washington County. Possible tornado is coming into Fruitdale, Escatawpa, and Vinegar Bend. And let me stress, Escatawpa. I know that there's the river over in Mississippi. This is the community of Escatawpa, very near Highway 45 in Washington County. Quite frankly, the circulation is weak, but it's there, and so we encourage you to be in a safe place. Okay, and good news, they have canceled the tornado warning for Mobile County. So just in, as of 10:05 a.m., we can officially give Mobile County a tornado all clear. The threat has now ended, and that's because this cell that's at Mauvilla now has weakened. And so let me just, again, for everybody watching, all clear in Mobile County. Every part of Mobile County is now without a tornado warning. So you can go about your business and just know that we may have more tornado warnings later. That's a possibility, but all clear for Mobile County for now. You could have more tornado warnings later. So with that said, let's go up here to this tornado warning in Washington County. This is going to be coming into areas near Escatawpa. And quite frankly, this circulation looks to be quite weaker than it once was. The trend today has been very consistent in that these cells back over Mississippi have been very strong at times, but it seems like once they're getting to the Alabama border, they're just falling apart. And so that's what we like to see. Hopefully that trend will continue. Again, this thing in Mobile County is still showing signs of rotation right here near Mauvilla, but quite frankly, I think the Weather Service made the correct call in canceling the tornado warning for Mobile County. So again, we're giving a tornado all clear for now to all of Mobile County. It's 10:06 a.m. and for those of you just now tuning in Mobile County, all clear. So again, we're down to one tornado warning, just one, and this is in Washington County, Alabama, specifically for areas near Fruitdale and also 4 Point, which is along US Highway 45 in the western part of Washington County. This is going to come up towards Chatham in the next little bit. So Chatham, you need to be implementing that tornado safety plan now. Lowest floor, site-built structure away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you possibly can between you and the outside world. Luke, have you seen anything in the way of damage reports? I have not either, and I've been kind of, trying to watch. If you have damage, and I hope you don't, but if you do, let us know about it, please, in the comments below, and we'll relay those damage reports to the National Weather Service in Mobile for them to be able to know that. And so again, one tornado warning. We're down to one. We've had several over the last number of hours back in southeast Mississippi, but we have one in progress in Washington County. And just, again, being real with you, I wouldn't be shocked if the National Weather Service decides to cancel this because, quite frankly, this is not a classic tornado signature at this point. There could be gusty winds up to 60 miles an hour. That's a possibility. But the imminent tornado threat appears to be coming down a bit in Washington County specifically. But y'all know the drill. As a course of least regret, I would stay in my tornado safe place over the next number of minutes near Fruitdale, just as a course of least regret. You may get another tornado warning later, but this one appears to be fading out. And just to kind of, oh, you know what? There's something we got to look at. This is, let's take down the banner because there's not officially a warning out on this, but there is circulation right now over at Seminole. This is in Baldwin County, and I wouldn't be shocked. There's another one very near Magnolia Springs. So here's one, and here's one. And this is Baldwin County. No warning out for Baldwin at this point, but I'm just telling you, this is going to be the situation where we have these brief spin-up tornadoes. They're not going to last long, and most likely, most of these are not going to cause much damage. But we're seeing circulations begin to develop in Baldwin County. So we're going to be watching those very carefully. And again, there could be gusty winds up here in this tornado warning in Washington County, but quite frankly, this has kind of fizzled out, and I don't think the Weather Service is going to let this go until 10:30 most likely. But again, that's your tornado warning for Washington County. Just hang out in that safe place for the next 5 minutes in Fruitdale. I don't think this is going to make it all the way up to Chatham, but we'll watch it. No reason to panic, no reason to worry, but just know that there's an active tornado warning for Washington County, and there could be perhaps a brief spin-up tornado. Let me address this thing in Mobile County one more time because, again, the circulation is just gone. So Mobile County all clear right now. Several circulations in Baldwin County, but these are weak. These are very weak, in fact. And here's one, here's two, and here's three. This one is near Summerdale and Alabama Highway 59. This one is near US Highway 90 in Seminole, and this one is near Magnolia Springs. And so could you get a tornado warning in those communities soon? Possibly. That's something I'm going to be watching over the next few minutes, but I can make you a promise today. I promise you that you are not going to be able to see a long track tornado today. It's just not going to happen. These are going to be very quick, very brief tornadoes that are not on the ground for very long at all. And quite frankly, that's a blessing. Let's hope that nobody has significant damage or worse today. And this thing in Washington County, yes, there could be a brief tornado down, I guess, but this has just kind of faded out. So right in through here, there's your circulation. This is moving just like that. And again, as a course of least regret, we encourage folks not to be traveling on US Highway 45 from State Line, Mississippi, back down to Deer Park. Could have a brief spin-up tornado. It's questionable, but there could be one there over the next few minutes. So let's give you a wide view across the entire region, and I want to put this in motion. This is the remnants, these are the remnants, I should say, of Tropical Storm Arthur. And this is a situation where we could see several brief tornadoes over the next several hours. The good news is I don't see as much convection down here around the coast firing off, and hopefully that will kind of limit the overall tornado threat. In other words, once this zone starts to get on out of our area to the north like that, hopefully this threat will simply go away as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. But can't say that for sure. A tornado watch does continue for the entire local area, valid until 5 p.m. So we're going to be with you every step of the way. And the reason we're here right now is this tornado warning, specifically for Washington County in West Alabama. As soon as we lose this, we're going to go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. And I have a feeling we'll probably get some more tornado warnings later. So again, just watching this very carefully. And the circulation has just broadened out. Luke, have you seen anything over the last number of minutes in the comments? I have not either. Again, watching this situation carefully. And again, I want to thank everyone for watching. We know that you have a choice when it comes to tornado warnings, and we appreciate you always choosing us. And again, this is a very rural part of West Alabama. The Weather Service continues to keep this warning up for now. Tell you what, I'm going to look at a few things here, so just bear with me if I go silent. And again, just watching this situation over in Washington County, Alabama. If I had a dime for every time we've had a tornado warning in Washington County, Alabama in my career, I'd have quite a bit of money, because Washington County is a tornado warning capital of Alabama. There's more warnings and watches in that county, in Washington County, than just about anywhere. So another one in place right now until 10:30 a.m. for parts of Washington County. And it looks like we have kind of a new circulation that's developed, but it is weak. I mean, it's very weak. That could be kind of a circulation very near Chatham, but quite frankly, it's questionable at this point. I should mention as well, we do have this ongoing severe thunderstorm warning that continues for all of Washington County and also northwest Mobile County. And it's important to note, we do have some cells back here in Mississippi that are prompting tornado warnings. This one is in effect for George and Perry counties. That's going to be coming into Greene County there in Mississippi shortly. Again, we always try to keep it real with you. I don't see a tornado signature in Washington County. So I'm hoping that the Weather Service will go ahead and cancel this. And you know what? They just did. So now we are without a tornado warning in southwest Alabama and northwest Florida. We are clear. The tornado warning has just been canceled. And so this is about, there it goes, it's gone. So our policy around here is anytime we have a tornado warning, we come on Facebook Live and stay with you until the threat is over. And now we can say all clear from the imminent tornado threat in Washington County. The threat is temporarily over for this area that I'm highlighting on the screen. The tornado warning is gone. And so again, all clear for Washington County. We can give Washington County an all clear for now. And I want to go back down to Baldwin County, because these are some cells that have developed. There's no warning on out on this right now. But let's just hang out here for a second to see. I tell you what, this cell right there near Summerdale is really kind of commanding my attention. And look, the thing just kind of fizzled. That's what's happening today. Storms are cycling up, they're cycling down, they go away, they come back. That's going to be the story. You're not going to see these, big, significant tornadoes that are on the ground for a number of hours today. That's just not going to happen. These are rain-wrapped circulations. And I tell you what, before we leave you, because we don't have any active tornado warnings, let's kind of work these individually. First thing I want to do is look at the cells at Fairhope and Point Clear, right in this zone that I'm drawing on the screen. So let's zoom in there and let me check those out. I don't see necessarily any major evidence of circulation. There's a weak circulation out over Mobile Bay right here. There's another one here, and perhaps a very tiny circulation right there at Montrose. You may have 3 waterspouts out over Mobile Bay. That's a possibility at this point, but those are very weak, and if those were on land, they would not be producing a tornado. So let's kind of inspect this circulation at Summerdale. This is the most robust one that we've got, and it's just very broad. It's kind of messy, and you may get, say, 35, 40 mile an hour winds, Summerdale, Robertsdale over the next few minutes, but quite frankly, that's just not much to see, which is good. This is arguably the most impressive circulation that we've got on the board. Let me back this up to see, and it's weakening too, so that's good news. So this is, all right, we got a new tornado warning. This is not for us though. This is going to be over in Mississippi, so we'll go to that in just a second. Possible circulation, not really a tornado, but we're seeing a mesocyclone, a little spin in the atmosphere, if you will, right here. This is south of Barano Park, and it's moving just like that. So could potentially have some issues down the road if this strengthens, coming into areas near Molino in about 20 or 30 minutes. But quite frankly, that has weakened. Have you got a storm report?
Something with the mic, so I can't hear you very well.
Oh, okay, got that. Thank you so much. We'll address that in just a moment. Thank you. All right, so again, watching several circulations. This is one coming into Escambia County, Florida, but it's not going to impact Pensacola. So again, watching a circulation, no warning on this right now, but we could get a warning in just a little bit coming into Molino That is circulation number 1. Circulation number 2 is very near Summerdale, and this is broad. So there's no warning out on this, but I'm just telling you, this is what we're watching today, these brief circulations. If they tighten, sometimes you can get a brief tornado, but right now we have no warnings. And so before we leave you, let's kind of do an assessment of every single county in our local area. So I realize that folks in South Central Alabama, Coastal Alabama, Northwest Florida, I haven't been talking about you as much, and that's because you're not in a danger zone. We focus on people in the polygons, in the danger zones, and right now we don't have anything in the way of tornado warnings across South Alabama or Northwest Florida or even Southeast Mississippi at this point. Southeast Mississippi does have a severe thunderstorm warning, but no active tornado warning as of now. So let's kind of talk about our counties here, and I'm going to see if we can zoom in. First thing I want to do, let's go into Washington County, Alabama. Washington County, Alabama. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning that's on the board until 10:30 for Chatham, Yarbo, Tibby, and also Deer Park. Lots of rain, lots of lightning, but quite frankly, nothing in the way of an imminent tornado threat. You're going to have heavy rain over the next few hours. That was Washington County, Alabama. Let's talk about Clark County. Just rain, all right? This is just rain. There's nothing to worry about right now in Clark County. Could you get flash flooding and maybe a tornado later? Yes, but Clark County is fine. Up here in Marengo and Choctaw counties and Wilcox counties, this is just rain. Nothing to worry about right now. You're fine, all right? Let's go to Monroe County. Just light to moderate rain. We're not seeing anything in the way of an imminent threat in Monroe County, so just some rain at this point. The rain is a bit heavier in parts of Conecuh County, specifically near Castleberry, Lenox, Sandcut, also areas near Johnsonville, and also Repton. But again, there's no imminent tornado threat. I'm scanning each county just to see if I can see anything, and I don't, which is good. Butler County and Crenshaw County, quite frankly, the rain hasn't really even started there yet. There's some light sprinkles and mist, but really not much to talk about in Butler or Crenshaw County. Here's Covington County, and you've got some heavier showers down around Pleasant Home, and also there's a heavier shower out near the Florella Airport, but really nothing to worry about. Let me check the velocity, nothing. So that's good. All right, here's Escambia County, Alabama. That's where we are. My studio is here in Bruton, Alabama. And let me mention as well, for Escambia County, we're joined by executive producer Luke McInnish. He's with us this morning, and we're very grateful that he is working, kind of managing the behind-the-scenes stuff. Very heavy rain is happening right now where we are in Bruton. And same thing down around Atmore. A heavier band just came through. Lots of rain at Flomaton right now, Pineview, Roberts, Huxford, Porch, Rock Creek, also Bradley. But again, just looking at this, there's nothing there in terms of an imminent tornado threat in Escambia County, Alabama. Let's talk about Northwest Florida. We'll start with Walton County. There's a heavier storm up here near Lake Jackson and Gaskin. I don't see anything concerning. It's just a heavy shower. Here's Okaloosa County. There's some heavier showers in the northern part of the county, but quite frankly, really nothing to worry about at this point. Same thing in Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. Let's talk about Santa Rosa County because there is a very weak circulation up here near Jay and also Century near the Escambia River, but it's weak. I mean, it's really weak. So I'm not, overtly concerned about that. This cell that's coming into Escambia County, Florida from Baldwin County, this is arguably the strongest or one of the strongest storms that we've got in the whole region right now. This is going to cross the Perdido River, and there's no doubt about it, this thing is circulating. And when I say circulating, I meant to say cycling. It's cycling up and down in strength. And could this eventually produce a tornado? Perhaps, but right now it remains weak. There's a bit of lightning with that coming into Quintet, Molino, Cottage Hill as well, but right now we don't have any warnings out on that. Let's check on Pensacola, southern Escambia County, Florida. This is just light rain. There's really nothing imminent coming into Pensacola or Gulf Breeze or Pensacola Beach. Same thing in Pace and Milton. You are fine right now, just light rain. Occasional heavier downpours are happening, but really nothing major. Baldwin County. This is arguably the most active county that we've got right now in terms of potential tornado warnings over the next hour, I would say. And it's because of these little, I'm going to use a term that a guy down at the National Weather Service in Mobile taught me. These are actually called mini spinnies. And it's because these are very small mesocyclones that usually don't ever produce a tornado. They're called mini spinnies. But could we have a tornado warning eventually from this very near Robertsdale? Yes, it's possible. There's no doubt there's rotation there, and this is moving like that. So this is going to come up towards Interstate 10 and Loxley over the next few minutes, but not nearly strong enough at this point anyway to produce a tornado warning. Same thing with that cell that I talked about a second ago, about to cross the Perdido River into areas near Barano Park and Molino. That's just a weak circulation. It's really nothing to worry about as of now. All right, in one county we haven't talked about, and it's because we had this tornado warning earlier, but now Mobile County is in good shape. I don't see anything really concerning in Mobile County at this point other than heavy rain that could lead to flash flooding. That's really going to be the #1 concern for all of us across South Alabama and Northwest Florida over the next little bit. We'll zoom into this formerly tornado-warned storm in Mobile County, and again, the circulation is just gone. It's gone, so that's what we like to see. There's heavier downpours of rain near Turnerville coming into Chastain. Let's check on Chickasaw and Pritchard. A heavier downpour just came through Pritchard and Chickasaw, but quite frankly, there's really nothing concerning. There is some rotation that's going out over the delta north of Pritchard, but that is weak. It's very weak. So we really don't see anything in the way of an imminent threat. There's also a cell on the north side of downtown Mobile. I would imagine that if the visibility is not totally at zero in downtown Mobile, I bet you can look out from some of those high rises, the RSA Tower and others down there in downtown Mobile, and see some very, very heavy rain just to your north. And so that cell is going to be coming up into the delta over the next little bit. So we have now talked about every single county in South Alabama and Northwest Florida. And as of 10:25 a.m., we do not, I repeat, we do not have any tornado warnings for any part of South Alabama or Northwest Florida. I do see, before we leave you, I know that I have a tendency to do that on these days. I know that we say we're going to leave you, but I do need to tell you this. We have a new tornado warning, but not for our area. This is going to be for Greene County, Mississippi. Possible tornado is going to come up toward Leakesville like that. So that could be very near or just to the northwest of Leakesville in Mississippi over the next 30 minutes to an hour. Possible tornado in Mississippi is very near U.S. Highway 98 north of Loosedale and to the southeast of Beaumont. This is in Greene County, Mississippi. So this is going to be one to watch coming into Leakesville over the next little bit. Possible tornado is here. So that's your possible tornado moving just like that in Mississippi. Let me check on our circulations in Baldwin County. And those continue to be broad and weak, so that's good. We are not going to get a tornado warning most likely in the next 5 to 10 minutes from those cells. And I think that what's happening here, I think the air may be just a touch more stable as these continue to go like this to the northeast. I think they're encountering a little bit more of a stable air mass that's preventing rapid tornadogenesis, and so that's a good thing. But again, as of 10:27 a.m., we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in progress for parts of Washington County and also northwest Mobile County over in West Alabama, but we do not have any tornado warnings for South Alabama or Northwest Florida. You know, one of the questions I get is, well, why do you repeat yourself so often during these streams? Well, the answer is we have folks that come in and out of our live tornado warning coverage just left and right. When you've got as many people that watch our coverage as we do, you know, the turnover is just immense, especially when folks are going in and out of tornado warning polygons. We try to give everyone an update when we can. And at this point, we have no active warnings for South Alabama or Northwest Florida. This is a radar-indicated tornado over in southeast Mississippi. And even that signature over the last scan has kind of broadened out. So, Luke, let me do something I haven't done so far today. If you will go over to LD2, please, sir. This is kind of a wide view across the region. While he does that, I want to set up the future radar here so I can give you an idea of what's coming next across our region. I'm going to do this from noon to midnight, and we're going to let this load. And Luke, if you will go in just a second. All right, take me back to LD1, and this is going to be the future radar. So this is not live radar. We're now looking in the future as to what could happen. So that look would be valid at noon. It looks like most of the showers and thunderstorms would be concentrated across southwest Alabama, specifically in Mobile and Baldwin counties, along with Clark and Washington counties in southwest Alabama. So we're certainly going to be watching that over the next little bit. Let's advance this forward. And you can see as we get into the afternoon hours, a lot of this activity really moves to the north. That look is valid at 4 p.m. this evening. So you could have heavy rain in progress across inland areas, but you see south of I-10, everybody's dry. So that would be a blessing if that comes to pass. And hopefully the high-end flash flooding risk down around the coast would not materialize. But unfortunately, this would not be a good situation for inland areas. We'll advance this forward. And this is 7 o'clock. Now, this is interesting. I'm looking at this with you for the first time on this specific model run, and I want to highlight something. So there's noon. I'm going to go forward. Look at what happens. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. There's 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock. What do you notice? All of the rain and thunderstorms are essentially over the same areas in southwest Alabama. So if that happens, we could have a significant flash flooding event being possible in parts of the inland areas of southwest Alabama this afternoon into this evening. And then it kind of morphs into a squall line and pushes on out, or somewhat of a squall line anyway, this evening. I'll go ahead and play the loop for you. And if you look under the words future radar at the top of the screen up there, you can see the timestamp, which shows us exactly what time the projected radar, I should say, is valid at. So definitely going to have a good bit of rain and thunderstorm action into the evening hours. This is the future radar you're looking at now. Luke, if you will, please take me back over to LD2, please, sir. And let me just emphasize, we do not, I repeat, we do not have any tornado warnings out for any part of South Alabama or Northwest Florida. But the reason we're here is because we've had several cells, specifically in Baldwin County, that have been intermittently rotating. One has now crossed the river into Escambia County, Florida. Very tiny circulation, very tiny, very near Molino. And we're gonna have to watch that because it's hanging on, but this would be your circulation area right in through here. And this is moving like that toward Santa Rosa County over the next little bit. So Luke, if you'll take me back to LD1, again, a tornado watch does continue for all of the local area, valid until 5 p.m. I want to go to this storm that's happening near Daphne and Fairhope. And that's now the strongest storm that we've got in the whole region. So we're going to just keep it here because this is ramped up. This is a cell that has come off of Mobile Bay, and this one is actually strengthening, unlike the others. We're going to see if we get a tornado warning for Baldwin County. You do not have a tornado warning as of 10:32 a.m. for Baldwin County, but you may get one in the next little bit as this cell near Fairhope. I mean, it is right on top of Fairhope, Alabama. Classic hook on radar on reflectivity. So just to get your geographical bearing straight, I'm going to draw on the screen. Here's Fairhope. Just to the north is Montrose. This is US Highway 98. This is Alabama Highway 104. And you see that we've got this kidney bean shape right here. That tells me that we very well could have a tornado developing in that zone near Fairhope over the next few minutes. Take me back over to LD2, please, sir. And again, we're tracking this storm in Baldwin County that's very near Fairhope that could potentially prompt a tornado warning in the next little bit. At this moment, we do not have a warning out for this. The National Weather Service, I should say, does not. But we could get one at any time. And so with that said, we're just going to keep it here for the next little bit. If you have damage reports, please let me know about them in the comments below. By the way, have you seen anything in the way of, let me see that. Okay. Yeah, we don't. All right, so again, watching this cell near Fairhope, and I was just looking at a few things off camera, getting some messages from our friends at the National Weather Service in Mobile. And I see that they have issued a new flash flood warning for parts of southeast Mississippi. Let's go back over to LD1, please. Very heavy rain is in progress right now across parts of northern Santa Rosa and Escambia counties in northwest Florida. But clearly, the most pressing issue that we've got at this point anyway in South Alabama and northwest Florida are these areas of rotation that are ongoing in Baldwin County. Take me back over to LD2. And again, just to get your geographical bearing straight, you're looking at Mobile County, Mobile Bay, and Baldwin County. And really the one circulation that has kind of piqued my interest, I guess you could say, is this thing near Alabama Highway 104. This is likely not producing a tornado now, but I tell you what, that thing is rotating, no doubt about it, and it's moving like this, basically coming up Alabama Highway 181. So what I would tell you to do is, if you're in Malbus or Bell Forest specifically, get ready to get in that safe place, because we could have a tornado warning in the next few moments for parts of Baldwin County, specifically near Bell Forest and Malbus over the next few minutes. Luke, have you seen anything over the last few moments in the way of damage reports? Okay. That certainly is good news. Let's go back over to LD1, please. And I want to show you this storm that we're tracking over in Mississippi, because there's a possible tornado just to the west of just to the east, I should say, of McLean. And this is a cell that's going to be coming into Leakesville over the next few minutes. This is an active tornado warning, by the way. The cell has weakened quite a bit since this was issued several minutes ago. But nonetheless, for folks in Leakesville, you need to be implementing that tornado safety plan right now. Let's go back down to Baldwin County. I'm really thankful that we have not ended our live stream here, because this is as close as you get to a tornado warning without actually having one. Again, just being honest with you, that cell has really just maintained its own over the last few minutes. Let's see where this originated. All right, so what happened, it came off Mobile Bay very near the Grand and very near Point Clear. And it moved across Fairhope, and now this thing is north of Alabama Highway 104, approaching 181, very near Bell Forest over the next few minutes. There's Bell Forest on the map. And again, for folks near Bell Forest, just know you may get a tornado warning over the next few minutes. Hopefully this thing weakens. That would be excellent if that happens, but hope is not a plan. As I often say, we can hope something happens, but we got to have a plan in place to make sure that we can stay safe. I can tell you that this circulation that came out of Robertsdale, that has weakened. So that's good news. No imminent threat from the circulation that has weakened to the north of Robertsdale. And I'm thankful that right now we do not have anything in the way of an active tornado warning for any part of South Alabama or Northwest Florida. The reason we're keeping it here, though, I want to get evidence that this is weakened. And again, this is as close as you get to a tornado warning without actually having one. This is a cell that's no doubt rotating. in Baldwin County. Let's go back to our storm over here in Escambia County, Florida. I can tell you that the circulation at Molino has gone away. So Molino is all clear for now. You weren't under a tornado warning, but there was kind of an area of rotation that developed, and it's gone. This one in Baldwin County is clearly the one that we've got to watch, and even over the last scan, that has weakened a bit, so that's good news. Let's do one more scan of weakening, and then we'll be able to go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. Let's check on Washington County, because that would be another county that could have another tornado warning a bit later. Watching a brief spin-up tornado in Mississippi approaching Leakesville, moving like that. And if that were to continue, it would move into areas near Fruitdale in Washington County in about 30 or 45 minutes. But right now, there's no active warning for any part of Alabama or northwest Florida. The circulation now north of Robertsdale, it's doing what it does. It cycles up, it cycles down. Well, now it's cycled back up over the last frame or so. And you can see that this is what I'm watching. If you, that right there, that was about 10 minutes ago. Now it's here, and so it moved like that. On that trajectory, could have some gusty winds in Gateswood over the next few minutes. And that thing north of 104 on the west side of Daphne, out near 181, that continues to be an area that it's rotating, no doubt about it. Your counterclockwise circulation in this data looks like that. That's your mesocyclone. And if there were a tornado down, there's probably not one right now, but if there were one, it would be right in through here, which is just to the south of Belforest. And again, do not try to see this thing. You're not going to see it. This is rain-wrapped, very heavy rain at Belforest right now, and this cell is going to continue moving to the northeast. So let me check on the velocity all across the region. We haven't done that in a minute because I've been so focused on Baldwin County. Okaloosa is good. Santa Rosa is good. Escambia County, Florida, you're good right now. Same thing in Mobile County. I'm just scanning the skies in Mobile County. I don't see anything in the velocity data that would support a tornado warning. Let's go back over to LD2. I am seeing quite a bit of lightning in Baldwin County as well. Here's your circulation in Baldwin County, Alabama. Look at the lightning. 761 strikes of lightning all across our region over the last 10 minutes. So that's quite a bit of lightning and thunder. Most of it is happening in our coastal counties, in the areas we've been talking about. Baldwin County, Escambia County, Florida, also Santa Rosa County near Chumuckla, quite a bit of lightning. Same thing over in southeast Mississippi. These storms are producing very heavy rain and lots of lightning in parts of Perry and Stone counties, along with Harrison County, where there are flash flood warnings in effect. Luke, if you'll take me back over to LD1, please. I do want to remind everyone that we have an ongoing tornado watch, valid until 5 p.m. this evening. So even though we don't have anything in the way of an active tornado warning now, we could get more later. That's certainly a possibility. So be aware of that in the coming hours. I want to zoom back into our storm in Baldwin County, and it's weakening. That thing is going away, so that's what we like to see. So we look for trends. We don't really look at scan by scan. We look at what is the storm doing over time. And this thing appears to be kind of broadening out over time. Now, could it tighten back up and produce a tornado warning later? Yes, it could. But quite frankly, the cell is just not coming together, which is good. We want it to fizzle out, kind of like these other two did. Again, there's your remnant circulation, really not a circulation at this point, north of Molino. There's another one just south of Gateswood, but clearly the biggest storm right now in terms of threats would be this one just south of Interstate 10 between Belforest and Loxley. And I believe that's County Highway 64 right there that runs out of Belforest over to Loxley. And again, there's no possible tornado at this point. This is just an area of concern that we're watching. And no doubt about it, it's rotating. If you look at the reflectivity, you can clearly see this kidney bean shape inflow here like that. And your storm is producing heavy rain in this zone. And if there were to be a tornado down, it would happen in this zone approaching the interstate. But again, right there with that couplet, it's just not very strong. And so it's weakening, which is good. So because we don't have anything in the way of active tornado warnings, and because I don't see anything coming in terms of an imminent threat over the next 5 to 10 minutes, in a minute, we're going to go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. Some good news to pass along. The tornado warning for Greene County, Mississippi has been canceled. So the tornado warning for Greene County, Mississippi has been canceled. All clear from an imminent tornado threat. The cell that prompted it right there where the X is now gone. It's fizzled out. And that's going to be the story today. We could see more in the way of circulations that briefly ramp up and produce tornadoes over the next couple of hours, really the next several hours as we have this ongoing tornado watch. But because we don't have any active tornado warnings, what we're going to do is go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app now, all right? We'll be here in studio throughout the day to keep you posted every step of the way. And please keep in mind, if you encounter a water-covered roadway, don't try to drive through it. We lose too many people across America due to folks, driving over roads that have water on them, and it washes them away. You don't think that 2 or 3 inches of water can carry a car away. It absolutely can. And so I'm really thinking that flash flooding is going to end up being the main concern across a big chunk of our local area as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. Again, we have been here covering possible tornadoes. The tornado threat is still there, but right now we don't have any warnings. And again, flash flooding likely to be the situation that we're most concerned about over the next few hours. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm Spinks Meganson with Luke McKinnish saying goodbye for now, going back to covering storms, Red Zone Weather app.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone Weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.